got to be careful with these headlines, especially when it comes to large-scale black mob violence. So if you open the newspaper this morning, you'll see a big story about how they had a huge riot the other night at the Italian festival. I remember when I first started reading, writing, and doing videos about black violence, black criminality, wildly out of proportion, I missed more than a couple of them because I'd see the headline, it would say, big fight at VFW, or, all sorts of argy-bargy at the JC Club, or bad things happening at the Eagle Clubhouse. All these clubs have clubhouses. And what I didn't really figure out is they rent the clubhouses out. And so for a couple months, I'm seeing all this stuff going on at the BMW or the VFW, this place or that place, thinking that all these old dudes, I've been in these places with my brothers, all these old dudes are in there drinking warm beer, smoking cigarettes, or like me, smoking a cigar. And all of a sudden, it just, because that's just the kind of thing that happens there, it breaks out into a big episode of argy-bargy. No, that's not what happens. They rent their hall, they get a DJ, they get a lot of fellas in there. All of a sudden, everybody's kung fu fighting in the club, outside of the club. That's what happened here at the Italian festival. If you look at the headline, you think, oh, what is this, West Side Story? The Italian kids are fighting all the other kids or whatever. No, the video tells the story. Bunch of fellas go to the Italian festival hoping to get in for free. When they don't get in for free, they start the argy-bargy. And this is something we see at tons and tons and tons of festivals, carnivals. We've done, if you read Don't Make the Black Kids Angry, we document one by one how many of these carnivals and county fairs all over the country have been shut down because they just cannot deal with these relentless episodes of black mob violence year after year after year. Why don't we look at a few more real quick ones?
Warren police arrested 4 people outside the Italian-American festival after a fight last night outside an entrance gate. The president of the festival and local business owners both say parental supervision is needed. But Janet Rogers tells us solutions are not easy to find with kids walking to the festival alone.
Warren's Italian-American Festival has provided food, fun, and Italian flavor for folks in the region for decades.
The fireworks went off at that incident, and they were beautiful fireworks.
But an hour prior to the end of the festival, there were different fireworks just outside one entrance point at the intersection of West Market Street and Main.
There was a fight that was right there.
Businessman Greg Bartholomew says he saw about 75 kids congregate. Then 10 to 15 kids begin fighting. We obtained video from a business on the square. Infi Technology Solutions.
There was a kid laying on the ground. They had called an ambulance for him, and it looked like they had detained 3 or 4 at least.
He tells us Warren Police, Trumbull Sheriff's deputies, and Ohio Highway Patrol responded immediately. Business owners say parents dropping off kids at festivals is a problem.
All these fests, all the unsupervised kids.
The Warren Italian-American Festival Board president says the organization would love to charge to cut down on parents dropping off unsupervised children, but has been told by Warren's law director it can't charge, but can only request a donation. The board says it wants to clear up misconceptions about the fight and the festival.
No, we did not have to close early. In fact, we didn't even know what was going on. So from what I understand, there's going to be news conference tomorrow as far as the incident that happened outside the festival.
Following breaking news right now in downtown Palm Springs, where Village Fest ended just about an hour ago with a major disturbance tonight. News Channel 3's Lauren Coronado is there right now with our live Bubble Newsroom with up-to-the-minute details. Lauren.
Yeah, it was a really peaceful night that quickly took a turn, really. One man, according to witnesses, actually pepper sprayed an entire group of people. Witnesses say up to 18 or 20 people. We've confirmed at least 4 or 5 of them have been treated here in downtown Palm Springs. Now, this all happened at Village Fest. We were here earlier today, and when we actually arrived on scene, that's when we saw another altercation broke out. So down the way here in downtown Palm Springs, when that man did pepper spray a group of people, right after that, that man tried to get away. A second man ran after him who's allegedly was pepper sprayed. Another woman got involved. That's when we actually pulled in, and I saw two people get into an altercation. That's when police arrived and quickly broke up that altercation and tased one of the men. And witnesses say they saw it all, and it was actually a really scary situation for people.
Started getting into arguments and fighting because he wanted to do something, but she didn't want him to get in trouble, and they started fighting, and then the cops came and they got the one guy in the county right there. They got him and they teased that guy over there for no reason.
Yeah, very hectic situation, and police say there have been no serious injuries, so that is good news. We did watch 3 people get handcuffed. We believe that we saw the suspect in the back of one of the police vehicles not too long ago. Again, this happened right as Village Fest was coming to a close. We might be able to still see a few vendors right here over to this side of the screen, a few vendors still cleaning up after this very hectic situation. And as you see behind us, police really did flood the scene really quickly. We saw up to 15 vehicles at one point, but they also quickly took care of everything. And as you can see, the scene is completely clear right now. And of course, if we have any new developments, we'll bring that to you right here live and always on our website. Reporting live in Palm Springs, I'm Lauren Coronado.
Okay, so Lauren, the way you describe this is one major altercation here, but we had heard reports earlier that maybe there had been a few altercations going on, maybe a block or two apart.
Right, John. From my understanding is the very first altercation kind of broke out when allegedly a man pepper sprayed multiple people. We've been hearing reports from 4 to 5 people and 18 to 20 people. So that's still not confirmed. And we did see a lot of people get treated down the way here in downtown Palm Springs. I believe the second altercation broke out when one of the pepper spray victims got really upset, tried to chase down someone else. And that's when he actually got into an altercation with another woman. That's when we arrived on scene. And that's when we saw police break up that altercation and actually tase one of the men. We watched both of those people get handcuffed right here.
Okay, best news right now is it seems like peace has been restored in downtown Palm Springs. Also, no major injuries, but maybe a lot of sorting out exactly what happened still to come. Thank you, Lauren.
That was kind of a weird story out of Palm Springs. We never really 100% are sure what the hell is going on. The woman is telling us this happened or that happened. The anchor's trying to help straighten it out. What happened was the guy stole a purse. Then somebody chased after him. Then a black woman stopped the guy, stopped the people who were chasing after her fella. All of a sudden, the people who are stealing the purses are breaking out pepper spray. They're spraying a bunch of white people. This is Palm Springs, California. Been there many times. I mean, Palm Springs, there's a lot of old people there. There's a lot of gay people there. There's a lot of people like me who go there to play golf. It's not really supposed to be a hotbed of large-scale black mob violence. That's what it was that night. That's what these 2 reporters, the anchor and the field reporter, just could not get their mind around. Why don't we finish up with another kind of, I guess you could call it a carnival. I mean, it's kind of a carnival on wheels, really. Delaware, if you look at this headline, the headline tells about 1/10 of the story, but that's more than they normally tell. This is from the local paper just a day or 2 ago. From elite athletes to rioting teens, the colorful history of roller skating in Delaware. So you get these roller rinks and kids come in and they live in the area with their coaches and they train at the roller rinks. Same way for ice skating, by the way. In and around Wilmington, Delaware. But there's other roller rinks, not ice skating rinks, these are roller rinks, where roller rinks are just one constant occasion of large-scale black mob violence. That means the kids going to the rink, while they're at the rink, and when they leave the rink. I'm thinking of one place in a little part of town called Ellesmere that got so bad they had to shut it down. That's right near a swimming pool, by the way, that they had to shut that down for the same reason. A really nice swimming pool. I mean, that's just a couple blocks away. Anyway, all the fellas that took their roller skating, whatever, down to the mall about 5-6 miles south of that, And the paper actually does kind of a good idea of going over the long history, recent history of large-scale episodes of violence at these roller skating rinks, but they kind of leave out the central organizing feature of the violence, which is the fellas and their lovely ladies, they like to fight at roller skating rinks. We did a lot on this and Don't Make the Black Kids Angry. Again, we just kept documenting it, each place by place by place by place. We don't do the what that chick was doing in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee the other day. We don't do the, I've forgotten most of it, but could you please take my word for it? No, we show you where it happened. We show you what happened. If you want to look up this article from Delaware, easy to find, easy to read, gives you some good details about everything except who was actually doing the fighting. Because the people that run the newspaper in Delaware, they got the memo, they got the message, they got their marching orders a long time ago. Their main market is, the main city in their main market is 65% black. And they're just not going to run any stories that make the black kids angry.